Thank you very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and welcome to Pointless, the quiz show where you are rewarded for knowing obscure answers. Let's meet today's players. And couple number one.
I'm Phil, this is my stepdaughter Emma, and we're from Washington, Tyne and Wear.
Couple number two.
Hi, I'm Tim, and this is my daughter Vicky, and we're from Norfolk.
Couple number three.
I'm Judith, this is Pauline, my friend, and we come from the West Midlands. Pauline from Halesowen and me from Stourbridge.
And finally, couple number four.
Hello, I'm Adam from Newcastle. This is Neil from Belfast, and we're flatmates living together in Newcastle.
And these are today's contestants. Thanks, all of you. We'll find out more about you throughout the show as it goes along, so that just leaves one more person for me to introduce, primed, panther-like and ready to pounce on our contestants before eating their carcasses for sustenance. It's my pointless friend, it's Richard.
Hiya. Hi, everybody. Hiya. Oh, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you.
Are you well?
Yeah, I'm very well.
Oh, good, you look well.
Yeah. And you, so do you, I have to say.
Right?
Yeah.
Not too bad. Now, we've got a bit of an underachiever special today, our two returning pairs. Didn't see much action last time, did they? We had Tim and Vicky, and we had Neil and Adam as well, and neither team getting through to the head-to-head. Do you know who I think is going to be trouble? Which pair?
Yeah, I know exactly who's going to be trouble. Pauline and Judith.
Pauline and Judith. I think so. I do think you can usually tell. I mean, you seem very polite, as if butter wouldn't melt or anything like that. But you just sense sometimes when you talk to people, don't you?
Yeah.
You just think, uh-oh. Yeah. So, we've got our eyes on you, OK?
Now, all our questions on Pointless have been put to 100 people before the show, and our contestants here need to find the obscure answers those 100 people didn't get. Now, of course, everyone's trying to find a pointless answer. This is an answer that none of our 100 people gave, and each time that happens, we will add £250 to the jackpot. Now, Stuart and Mel didn't win the jackpot last time, so we add another £1,000 to that. So today's jackpot starts off at £6,000. Right, if everyone's ready, let's play Pointless. OK, in this first round, I'll take an answer from each of you, but there is to be no conferring. Whichever pair has the highest score at the end of the round will be heading home. Best of luck. Our first category today is words. Ooh, goody. Words. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, let's find out what the question is. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many words ending in I-M-E as they could. Words ending in I-M-E, Richard.
We are looking for any word which has its own entry in the Oxford Dictionary of English, please, that ends I-M-E. As always, no hyphenated words or proper nouns. Very, very best of luck.
OK, words ending I-M-E. Emma and Phil, you all drew lots before the show, and today you're going to go first. Emma, a very, very warm welcome here from Washington in Tyne and Wear. What do you do, Emma?
I'm a civil servant.
Can I ask which department of the civil service?
I work for the pension service.
Very good. What do you get up to when you're not working for the pension service?
I like going to gigs, singing live music.
Who's your favourite band of the moment?
It's a band that not many people have heard of. It's a band called Vintage Trouble.
Vintage Trouble, Richard?
Vintage Trouble?
Mm-hmm.
No, I love Vintage Trouble. You like Vintage Trouble, don't you?
I'm not that familiar with them. I'll be.
Yeah, you are kidding me. You know Vintage Trouble, right?
Don't I? Well,
Yeah.
I know them. Oh my! I went to the Sounds of the City at Leeds, and I thought they were fantastic.
What's your favourite Vintage Trouble track?
Vintage Trouble. Ooh.
It's hard to choose, isn't
Ooh,
it?
isn't it? It is. Yeah. Yes.
I love the guitarist.
Isn't she brilliant? No, Isn't She Brilliant is my favourite track by...
yeah.
No, I'm joking. I have no idea. However, we're looking for words ending I-M-E. What are you going to go for, Emma?
OK, I'm going to say pantomime.
Oh, that's very good. Pantomime. What a strong start to this round. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said pantomime. 21. 21 for pantomime.
Yeah, it's a very good start. You don't need me to define pantomime, do you?
No. Vicky, welcome back. Now tell me, what happened last time?
Worst categories you could have picked.
Oh, Vicky, you just blame the categories.
I'm going to blame the categories. This one's a bit better for me, as long... I'm trying not to psych myself out because there's part of me that's going, I know that this is a word, and part of me saying, oh, it might be hyphenated, or it might not be something you've made up in your head.
OK.
Well, mine's to do with the sea, so I'm going to go for maritime.
Maritime, says Vicky. Sounds great to me. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 said maritime. It's right. Oh, it's a great answer, Vicky. Very, very well done indeed. Maritime. Brilliant. Lovely low score of 3.
Yeah, maritime, very well done. It refers to 2 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon. That's the time most people get married. That's the...
Judith, welcome to Pointless. Now, what do you do, Judith?
Well, I'm retired now, but I have worked in the National Health Service.
And what did you do when you were there?
Well, nursing and nurse teaching, and latterly as a research nurse.
Wouldn't you be pleased if someone said, and this is your nurse?
Oh,
And it was Judith.
yeah.
Oh, that'd be lovely. And what do you do now, now you've retired?
Well, I do a bit of invigilating at a local school when they're doing the exams.
And you're not allowed to read anymore as an invigilator?
No, oh no.
No, you can't
No.
take word search in there anymore. You have
No,
to, you've got to just
no.
walk up and down.
That's right.
Oh, that must be exhausting.
Well, it is a bit, but we quite like doing it.
Now then, words. You like a words round?
I do. I'm going to go for sublime.
Sublime, says Judith. Sublime. Let's see how many of our 100 said that.
Oh.
32. 32 for sublime. Seems a bit harsh.
Yeah, it's a big score, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a lime that's grown underground.
Neil, welcome back. Now, tell us what happened last time.
We got a topic that neither of us are pretty strong on, and it was really just a pretty horrendous
It was
opening.
designers' first names.
Designers' first names, yeah.
Yeah. And you didn't go for Coco Chanel.
Didn't know it.
No, just
So you did. I liked Adam's mime of he did the international symbol for slipped my mind. Neil, you've had a little bit of time to come up with a good word ending I-M-E.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the curse of going last means that 2 of my original words I had in my head have already been picked.
Oh.
My very, very original one was one that rhymes with all those, but I realised as soon as I thought of it that it's a different spelling. So...
I like his tactics there. He's not going to tell us which word it was, just in case somebody else is going to go in there.
Oh, I know
Leave
the
that
spelling
trap
definitely
covered.
isn't there, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of one because all those are phenomenal, really fantastic words. I'm trying to think of a shorter word that maybe not a lot of people will have thought of. And the one that's kind of jumping out at me is prime.
OK, prime, says Neil. Let's see if prime's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said prime. $35. Prime.
Yeah, it's a shame that's not 37, which would have been a prime number. That's quite nice, but 35... disappointing, isn't it?
Very, very disappointing.
There it is. I bet you're glad it wasn't 37.
Yeah.
Well, we are halfway through the round. Let's take a look at those scores. 3, the best score of that pass, Vicky. Very, very well done to you. Tim and Vicky looking particularly prime on the back of it. Then up to 21, where we find Emma and Phil. Up to 32, where we find Judith and Pauline. And up to 35, where we find Neil and Adam. Not too far ahead there, but Adam, just to be sure of a place in the next round, we need a really low score from you. Best of luck with that. We're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, so we're looking for words ending I-M-E. Adam.
Yeah.
Now, Adam, we discovered last time that you did a performance course
I did.
with Neil
Yes,
at Northumbria University. And you now work at the Sage in Gateshead.
I do, yes, which I enjoy very much.
It's a beautiful building, the Sage.
It is a very beautiful building.
Because it's quite shiny, isn't it? It's got that lovely shiny shell.
Yes,
Is it going to remain shiny, or is that going to sort of oxidise over the years? And is that
No, it's very well maintained. It's cleaned regularly. I think it'll shine for many years.
I'm sure it will. I'm sure. And with you working there, Adam, I'm not even going to finish that sentence.
I'm going to shine on. I'll shine on.
It's going to shine on. There we are. I am, as it turns out. Now, listen. Words ending I-M-E, Adam.
Yeah. I've got one in mind, which I'm not 100% sure of, so it is a risk. but I'm going to play it quick lime.
Now then, you're the high scorers on 35, but you want quicklime to go down as far as it possibly can. Let's see how far down the column quicklime will take you. It is right. I have a hunch about this. Yes! Very, very well done indeed, Adam. Our first pointless answer for quite a while. That adds £250 to today's jackpot, takes the total up to £6,250. It scores you nothing, and it leaves your total at 35. Very well done, Adam. You've done a lot of things you had to do there, but chiefly a lovely low score.
Yeah, that's a terrific answer, Adam. Well done. It's a very caustic alkaline substance. They often use it for disposing of bodies, don't they, in old mystery books.
Oh, I'm glad you said in old mystery books. I was thinking, what are you going to say? In what, Manchester?
Yeah, I very nearly told a personal story, but then I thought I'll say why don't I say mystery books, and that'll throw everybody off the scent.
Yeah, yeah. Nice and non-specific as well, yeah. Pauline. Pauline, welcome to Pointless. It's lovely to have you here. What do you do, Pauline?
I'm retired.
What do you do now you've retired?
Well, in my spare time, I play tennis. And I do invigilating, as does Judith, at a local
do you
high
invigilate
school.
at the same time together?
Not at the same school.
Just as
no.
well. You'd get the giggles, wouldn't you? Pauline.
Yes.
Now then, in order to avoid becoming the new high scorers, you should ideally be scoring 2 or less with your answer. What do you think you're going to go for?
Well, I don't think it will be as low as that by any means, but as long as it isn't hyphenated, I'm going for pastime.
Here is your red line. It's a long way down. But let's see, pastime. You never know. It might have slipped people's minds. How many people said pastime? It's right. Oh, 4! That's very good, though, Pauline. 4 takes you to 36. It might be enough to keep you in the game. We'll see. Richard.
Doesn't get much closer than that, does it? 4 points. Yeah, pastime is something you do for enjoyment that's not work, a hobby, a pastime, shall we say.
Now, Tim.
Yes, there's lots of words going around my mind, whether they're hyphenated or not.
Yes, I know. That's the tricky one, isn't it?
Yes, and there's one risky one, but I'm not going to risk it. So we're going to go with bedtime.
Bedtime. There is your red line. If you get below that red line, you are through to the next round. Let's see how many people said bedtime. It's right. Well done. 5. Takes your total up to 8. Very well done indeed, Tim.
Well played, Tim. Great score there on podium 2. 8 points between the two of you.
Now, finally, Phil, a bit of drama at the end of the round. You're on 21. The high scorers are Pauline and Judith. You have to score 14 or less to avoid overtaking their high score. Phil, what do you do?
I'm retired now. I was a civil servant for the Department for Work and Pensions.
And what do you do with your retirement, Phil?
We recently got a golden retriever puppy, which takes up a lot of time.
Oh.
Very cute.
You
very
couldn't
cute.
wish for a sweeter dog than a golden retriever puppy. Yeah.
And like Emma, I go to gigs as well, you know.
Well, she goes to gigs too.
Not the dog.
I'm so sorry. I was thinking... I haven't seen many dogs at gigs. up on your shoulders.
With a lighter.
Yeah, well, yes, maybe. Phil, so we're looking for words ending in IME.
Tough call. I had a couple in mind, which obviously you've gone. And you start to doubt yourself when you look at these and look at the words. I'm going to go for regime.
Regime. OK, there's your red line. If regime gets you below that red line, you are through to the next round. Let's see how many of our 100 people said regime. You've done it. Oh, just. You needed 14. You got 13. That takes your total up to 34. Very, very close among our high-scoring 3. Richard?
Yeah, look at those scores, 34, 35, 36. That's very, very tough. Let's take a look at some pointless answers. There's a few of them up here. Begrime, to make something dirty. Birdlime and brooklime. Both of those are pointless answers, as was quicklime, as we already know. Cybercrime, a very good pointless answer. Well done if you said that. Mistime And retime, that's, you know, quite often you take the most common words, just stick something on the front of them. Runtime, that's how long a film or a DVD takes. Thought crime, it's a very good point, this answer. And uptime. Let's take a look at the biggest answers, the ones that most of our 100 people said when we quizzed them online. Mime for 77, lime for 80, and right at the top, a big, big score. Time, 97.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. So at the end of our first round, the pair who'll be heading home with a lovely score of 36. I'm afraid it's Pauline and Judith. I'm so sorry. But I'm afraid we have to say goodbye. We'll see you again next time. We'll really look forward to that very much indeed. But Pauline and Judith, thanks so much for playing. Lovely contestants.
Thank you.
But for the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. So, 3 pairs remain, and at the end of this round, we'll be sending another pair home in time for our head-to-head. Well, Tim and Vicky, very well done. Lovely low scoring from you there. And Adam, brilliant quick line.
Thank you.
Very good indeed. Phil and Emma, nothing wrong with your answers at all. Best of luck to all 3 pairs. Our category for round 2 is the UK. Sounds safe enough. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. And our question concerns UK cities. UK cities, Richard.
On each pass, we're going to show you 6 facts that relate to a particular city of the UK. Can you name that city, please? It's going to be 12 in all to have a go at home. Very, very best of luck.
So, we are looking for the UK cities described by these clues. And here is our first board of 6. Famous for its links to the legend of Robin Hood, home to a professional football club nicknamed the Bluebirds, the most southern city in England, the most eastern city in England, home of the university that came 3rd in the Times Higher Education World Reputation Rankings in March 2013, and located between Carlisle and Sunderland. I'll read those all one last time. Famous for its links to the legend of Robin Hood, home to a professional football club nicknamed the Bluebirds, the most southern city in England, the most eastern city in England, home to the university that came 3rd in the Times Higher Education World Reputation Rankings in March 2013, and located between Carlisle and Sunderland. There we are. 6 cities for you to have a guess at. Now, Emma, there's one there, surely. Surely to goodness. Very close to home.
You would think I would know that.
Where are you from originally, before you lived?
Sunderland.
Yeah, OK. Go out in Carlisle direction.
I've been to Carlisle.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember where I went through on the way there. There's only one I can go for, and it's going to be famous for its links to the legend of Robin Hood, and I'm going to say Nottingham.
Nottingham, says Emma. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Nottingham for that. It's right. 68. 68 for Nottingham.
Yeah, surprisingly low score, that, isn't it?
Vicky.
I'm toying between 3, and I'm just picturing a map of the UK in my head. And I'm trying to work out the east, to be perfectly honest, but I'm going to go for it because it's where I live, it's where I'm from, the most eastern city in England, Norwich.
Norwich, says Vicky. Let's see if Norwich is right for the most eastern city in England. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Norwich. He's right. 31. 31 for Norwich.
It's fallen rather nicely, hasn't it,
for
some of the pairs in this round? But, yeah, very good answer. Norwich, most easterly city.
Now, Adam, you're the last person to have this board, so if you fancied it, you could take us through all of these and fill in the blanks.
I don't think I could. Not a strong subject for me. I'm going to say home to a professional football club nicknamed the Bluebirds, Dover.
The city of Dover. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many people said Dover. Oh! Bad luck. Bad luck, Adam. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer, and it scores you the maximum of 100 points.
Right, Adam, we're going to have a little time-out to discuss a couple of things. OK? A, Dover not a city. B, Dover doesn't have a professional football team. C, where are you from?
Newcastle.
Right, what's a city located between Carlisle and Sunderland?
I'm not even from the country and I know.
Is it Newcastle?
It's Newcastle, I'm so sorry, yeah. Would have scored you 40 points. Well, would have been a good answer. The home to the professional football club, the Bluebirds are Cardiff City. So it would have been Cardiff is the answer, 20 points. The most southern city in England, do you know that one? It's Truro.
Oh, well, yes, I do. Yes, Truro. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was scored 5. And the university that came third in those rankings?
It's Cambridge.
Cambridge, yeah, absolutely right. The best UK university in those rankings. Would have scored 10 points, so Truro, the best answer there.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Let's have a look at the scores. We're halfway through the round. 31, the best score there. Vicky, once again. Very, very strong. Then up to 68, where we find Emma and Phil. And then up to 100, where we find Adam and Neil. Now then, Neil, you're going to have first pick of the next board. Use it wisely. Very best of luck with that. We're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we're going to put 6 more clues on the board, and here they are. We have got Northern Ireland's capital city, home to the Robert Gordon University, birthplace of the Stone Roses and Joy Division, called Abertawe in Welsh, the only English city that begins with Y, and has professional rugby teams called Carnegie and Rhinos. I'll read those all one last time. Northern Ireland's capital city, home to the Robert Gordon University, birthplace of the Stone Roses and Joy Division, called Abertawe in Welsh, the only English city that begins with Y, and has professional rugby teams called Carnegie and Rhinos. Now, remember, we are looking for the UK cities described by those clues. And, Neil, you're going to try and find the one you think the fewest of our 100 people knew.
Well, do you know, Alex, that top one stumped me.
Really?
Oh, yeah. No, I won't go for that. That's too obvious. I'm pretty sure about 3 of them, but I'm going to go with has professional rugby teams called Carnegie and Rhinos, and that will be Leeds.
Leeds, says Neil. Leeds. Now, you're the high scorers, so no red line for you, but let's see how far down the column Leeds will get you. $28. 128 is your total.
Yeah, it's a good answer. Carnegie are the rugby union team and the Rhinos are the rugby league team.
Now, Tim. Tim, you're in pretty good shape on the back of Vicky's answer in the first pass. 128 is the high score. You're on 31, so 96 or less sees you into the head-to-head, Tim.
Right, there's a few there I think I know, but I think I will go for the home to the Robert Gordon University, which is Aberdeen.
Aberdeen, says Tim. Here is your red line, nice and high. Look at that. Get below that with Aberdeen, you're in the head-to-head. It's right, and you're through. $5. 36, your total.
Terrific answer, Tim. Founded in the 18th century by Robert Gordon.
Phil, you're the last person to have this board. Do you want to have a punt at some of the answers there and then select the one you want to submit?
Yes, I'll have a go, Alexander. Northern Ireland's capital city, Belfast. Birthplace of the Stone Roses and Joy Division, Manchester. Welsh, no idea with that one. And the only English city that begins with a Y, I believe, is York. I think I'll go for the birthplace of the Stone Roses and Joy Division as Manchester.
OK, well, you're on 68. You want to score 59 or less to avoid overtaking Neil and Adam on 128. Here is your red line. Let's see if Manchester's right. Let's see how many people said Manchester. Will it get you below that line? It's right. He's done it. 20. Very well done, Phil. 20 takes your total up to 88.
Yeah, amongst Manchester's many, many claims to fame, it's first place that Rolls met Royce. It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the rest of these. Northern Ireland's capital city, right, is Belfast. Actually, only scored 65 points, which is shockingly low. The only English city that begins with Y would actually score you more points. It is York. Would have scored you 70. And called Abertawe in Welsh. I'm sure we both pronounced that wrong, so genuine apologies if we have.
Yeah.
It is Swansea. Would have scored 16.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. So, at the end of our second round, I'm afraid it's Neil and Adam having to leave us. Well, it was first round last time, so you've done twice as well. Well, Neil and Adam, it's been great having you on both shows. Thank you both so much for playing. It's been great having you here. Neil and Adam. But for the remaining two pairs, it's now time for the head-to-head. Well, congratulations, Tim and Vicky, Phil and Emma. You are one step closer to the final and a chance to play for the jackpot, which currently stands at £6,250. So to decide which pair gets to play for that money, you're now going to go head-to-head. The big difference is that you are now allowed to confer. The first pair to win 2 questions will be playing for the jackpot. Well, best of luck to both pairs. Let's play the head-to-head. OK, here comes your first question, and it concerns famous people called Alan. Famous people called Alan, Richard.
Yeah, pretty pleased with that one, I have to admit.
Yeah.
We're going to show you 5 photographs now of famous celebrities called Alan. Can you identify the most obscure of these? It's nice to have 2 father and daughter teams, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Sweet.
OK, let's reveal our 5 famous Alans, and here they are. We have got A, B, C, D, and E. There we are. 5 celebrity Alans. Tim and Vicky, you've played best throughout the show so far, so you get to go first.
OK, I think we're going to go for B, Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman B, say Tim and Vicky. Phil and Emma, do you fancy talking through the other Alans?
A is an
Alan Shearer.
ex-Newcastle United footballer, Alan Shearer. C, don't know. D, Alan Carr.
Alan Carr.
And E, don't know either.
No seasoned actor, but I don't know his surname.
Yeah, I think we'll go for A and Alan Shearer.
A, Alan Shearer. So we have Alan Rickman and Alan Shearer. Tim and Vicky said Alan Rickman. Let's see if it's right. Let's see how many people said Alan Rickman. It's right. Good answer. Look at that, 19. 19 for Alan Rickman. Phil and Emma have said Alan Shearer for A. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 said Alan Shearer. It's right. 47. Very well done, Tim and Vicky. After one question, you are up 1-0.
Yeah, you're right. C is an actor. He's most recently in Argo. It's the brilliant Alan Arkin. Would have scored you 1 point, so very well done if you said that. D is Alan Carr. What do you think Alan Carr would have scored?
High, in the 80s.
Yeah, 82 points. That's pretty impressive, isn't it? And E, he was one of the most important and influential men in the world for quite some time. He was the chairman of the Federal Reserve in the US. It's Alan Greenspan. And he would have scored you 3 points. So Alan Arkin, the best answer up there.
Thanks very much indeed. OK, here comes your second question. Phil and Emma, you have to win this one to stay in the game. But you do get to answer it first. It concerns breakfast time. Breakfast time, Richard.
We're about to show you 5 anagrams now of food or drink commonly eaten or drunk at breakfast time. Can you unscramble them and give us the best answer?
OK, let's reveal our 5 anagrams, and here they come. We have got a rejoice gnu, stoat, cairn toss, occupational ha, and cowhand's cabin. I'll read those one final time. A rejoice gnu, stoat, cairn toss, occupational ha, cowhand's cabin. Now then, Phil and Emma, you can confer, but you get to go first.
We only know the top 2. We're going to go for orange juice for the top one.
Orange juice, say Phil and Emma for the top one. Tim and Vicky.
Right.
OK, so we thought as orange juice is toast.
Can you think of anything?
Just looking at that bottom one, I've got the corn toss. It must be something short, mustn't it? I'd have to go for toast, I think, don't you?
You're going to go for toast. Stoat, toast. So we have orange juice versus toast. Phil and Emma said orange juice. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many people said orange juice. It's right. 41. Meanwhile, Tim and Vicky have gone for toast. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many people said toast. Ooh, 92. High score. Well, Phil and Emma, well done. You're back in the game. After 2 questions, it's 1-1.
Yeah, that was very good. You're going to kick yourself with all 3 of those bottom ones as well. Ken toss, do you know that one? It looks like it should be easy, doesn't it? Because there's so few letters.
Yeah.
It's croissant.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Yeah. And that would have scored you 8 points, so lots of people found that difficult. Occupational ha, closely related to the croissant.
Oh, pain au chocolat. Yes, there it is,
yeah. That would have scored 2. And the bottom one, simply bacon sandwich. And that would have scored 10 points. They're incredibly frustrating,
they were really
They're
hard.
such obvious answers, but the anagrams are tough.
Croissant was particularly hard.
Yeah, it's difficult, wasn't it?
Yeah. Now then, here comes your third question. This is the decider. It's come down. I knew it was going to come down to a decider. 2 very strong, well-matched pairs in our head-to-head. Whoever wins this one goes through to the final and plays for that wonderful jackpot. OK, the third question concerns Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar, Richard.
Yep, it's simply going to give you 5 clues now to facts about Julius Caesar, and the team that can get the most obscure answer is going to play for the jackpot. So very best of luck to both teams. OK, let's reveal our 5 clues, and here they come. We have got assassinated on this date of the Roman calendar. Name of his wife who appeared in Shakespeare's play Julius Caesar. Egyptian queen who reputedly bore his son Caesarion. Rival and former son-in-law against whom he fought the Civil War. And the month named in his honour. I'll read those one final time. Assassinated on this date of the Roman calendar. Name of his wife who appeared in Shakespeare's play Julius Caesar. Egyptian queen who reputedly bore his son Caesarion. Rival and former son-in-law against whom he fought the Civil War. And the month named in his honour. Tim and Vicky, you go first.
Right, there's a couple there we know. Should we play Safe-ish?
Yeah.
OK, we'll go for the month named in his honour, which is July.
July. Say Tim and Vicky, the month named in his honour, July. Phil and Emma, talk us through the board, if you can.
Right. Assassinated on this day of the Roman calendar, March, but I've got no idea of the date. Name of his wife, no idea. Egyptian queen who reputedly bore his son, Caesarion, I believe is Cleopatra. And the rival and former son-in-law against whom he fought the Civil War, again, no idea. So I think we're going to go for Egyptian queen who reputedly bore his son, Caesarion, as Cleopatra. OK, you're going to say Cleopatra, the Egyptian queen. OK, so Tim and Vicky have said July, the month named in his honour. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many people said July. It's right. 66 for July. Phil and Emma have gone for Cleopatra, the Egyptian queen who allegedly bore his son Caesarion. Let's see if that's right. How many people said it? It's right. Ooh, 71. 71. Very well done. Tim and Vicky, after 3 questions, you are through to the final 2-1.
That was close every question, wasn't it? Close all the way through. Very good head-to-head, guys. The other 3 answers all would have won the point. He was assassinated on the 15th day of March, or the Ides of March, which would have scored you 26. The name of his wife who appeared in that play was Calpurnia. It would have scored you 6 points. She was his 3rd wife. He went on to marry Katie Price after that. And his rival and former son-in-law, very well done if you said Pompey. Pompey, that would have scored you 4 points, the best answer up there.
Thank you very much indeed. So the pair leaving us at the end of the head-to-head round, I'm afraid it's Phil and Emma. But wow, what an exciting head-to-head. I knew that was going to be a nail-biter. The good news is we'll get to see you again next time. We'll look forward to that very much indeed. Phil and Emma, thanks very much for playing.
Thank you.
But for Tim and Vicky, it's now time for our pointless final. Congratulations, Tim and Vicky. You've fought off all the competition and you've won our coveted pointless trophy. You now have a chance to win our pointless jackpot, which at the moment stands at £6,250. Well, here we are. What a circuitous route we've taken to get you here. But, yeah, last time around, when you went out second round, I think, with quite a lot of 100 points to your name.
We did.
Did you ever think this was where you were going to make it?
No, we were rather upset at the end of the last match. And we were just having a bit of a pep talk. We didn't dream we'd get to the final now. It's from one extreme to the other.
OK, what would you like to see come up in this?
Sport.
Sport, radio, perhaps. That
Yep.
would be good.
Yeah.
Obscure sports or not so obscure sports.
OK, well, as always, you need to choose a category. And here are your 4 options. They are directors named David, France, fashion, European pop music.
Well, probably not. Well, fashion wasn't so good, was it, previously?
I think it's safe to say we're not going to go for that after the first show that we were on.
France, perhaps not as well. Director's named David. Well, we've had a disaster.
Disaster on films, so
And I think it's going to have to be European pop music.
process of elimination.
Perhaps hope it's Eurovision.
OK.
Yes.
So, European pop music,
Yes, please.
it is. Richard.
OK, here are the 3 options you can have a go at, and everyone at home can have a go at. You can give us any top 40 single by Björk, by Roxette, or by Aqua. So any top 40 single by any of those acts prior to February 2013, please, double A sides. We will accept them as separate answers. But any top 40 singles by any of those 3 acts, very, very best of luck.
As always, you've got a minute to come up with 3 answers. And all you need to win that jackpot of £6,250 is for just one of your answers to be pointless. Now, remember, the answers you provide can come from any of those categories. You can have all from one category, 2 from one from another, as long as they come from Björk top 40 singles, Roxette top 40 singles, or Aqua top 40 singles. Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's put 60 seconds on the clock. There they are. Your time starts now.
Right, to my shame, there's 2 Aqua I know, which is Barbie Girl and Dr. Jones.
Dr. Jones, OK, Roxette. It Must Have Been Love is one by Roxette. Björk.
Yeah, you're on your own on Björk.
I don't know Björk.
Any other Roxette we got? Anything else was in the film?
I'm just trying to... I've got the film in my head, because I think there's only one of Roxette's.
Did Aqua have a 3rd hit? I wouldn't have thought so.
I don't think Aqua did have a 3rd hit. But, so, I think Dr. Jones.
Yeah, Must Have Been Love, and should we do Barbie Girl, because we don't know anything else?
Yeah, but let's
Björk?
make up a name, because Barbie Girl's not going to be pointless.
Well, it might be. I don't know which 100 people they are. I mean, 100 people have never heard of Aqua. Or perhaps they didn't want to admit that they'd heard it. Like I just have. So that could be...
I used to
10 seconds
listen
left.
to it in the car on the way to swimming when I was 5.
I think, given the name I made up in the previous show, we better go with things that are factually right. That might be better.
OK.
OK, your time is up. I now need your 3 answers. What are you going to go for?
It Must Have Been Love for Roxette.
Must Have Been Love, Roxette.
Barbie Girl.
Barbie Girl.
Dr. Jones.
And Dr. Jones. And those are both from...
Aqua.
The Aqua. Very good. Now, of those 3, which is your best shot at a pointless answer?
I think Dr. Jones would be.
Dr. Jones.
OK, Dr. Jones we shall put last.
It Must Have Been Love in the middle.
It Must Have Been Love in the middle, and Barbie Girl first.
Yeah.
OK, let's put them on the board in that order, and here they are. We have got Barbie Girl, It Must Have Been Love, and Dr. Jones. Well, very, very best of luck. Your first answer was Barbie Girl. Obviously, it has to be correct, then it has to be pointless for you to win that jackpot. So for £6,250, let's find out if Barbie Girl is a top 40 single by Aqua. It is. It is. Now, if this goes all the way down to 0, you will leave here with £6,250. Right, 46. That's a high score. So not a pointless answer. Only 2 more shots at today's jackpot. Now, £6,250. What would you do with that, Tim?
Well, there's a family wedding going on in New York later this year, so I might hop on a plane and join in the fun there.
Vicky?
I owe my dad a bit of money from when I was at university, and he kindly helped me out. So I'd give him that bit of money back, then maybe go on holiday, buy some nice things, just do some nice stuff.
OK, well, very, very best of luck. 2 good answers on the board. Your second answer was It Must Have Been Love. Now, let's see if that's correct. Let's see if it's pointless. Let's find out. It Must Have Been Love. Is it a top 40 single by Roxette? It is. Now, Barbie Girl took us down to 46. It Must Have Been Love, passes 46, goes down into the 20s, into the teens, 17. This is all moving in the right direction. So one final answer. Now, Tim, where did this come from? This is your experience as a DJ.
Well, I wouldn't like to admit to that, and I'm sure they wouldn't play that on future radio, but I think we was on your little tapes, wasn't it, on the car when you were small?
When I was younger, and my sister went to Brownies with my mum, and I was too young to go. My dad would take me swimming every week, and we had a tape we played in the car, and Dr. Jones was on that, so I listened to it to and from the pool every Monday.
And how useful it could be.
Wow,
How useful
exactly.
it could be.
Little did you know. OK, well, it's your final answer, Dr. Jones. Let's see if it's right. Let's see if it's pointless. Is Dr. Jones a top 40 single by Aqua? Well, it is right. Now, Barbie Girl took you down to 46. It Must Have Been Love took you down to 17. If this takes you down to 0, you leave here with 10. Oh, no! I thought that was going all the way down. Oh, unfortunately, I'm afraid that scored you 10. I'm afraid you didn't manage to find that all-important pointless answer, which means you don't win today's jackpot of £6,250, and that will roll over onto the next show. But we have really enjoyed having you on the show, and you do, of course, get to take home a pointless trophy each, so very well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, Barbie Girl and Dr. Jones both #1 hits. Dr. Jones is actually quite a good little pop song.
Is it?
Unfashionable though it is to say it, yeah. You would know it if you heard it. I'm almost tempted, because it's going around in my head now on a loop. I'm almost tempted to sing it, but I'm not going to sing it.
Oh, I thought you were just singing it then.
No, that wasn't just me talking. Let's take a look at some of the pointless answers. The Bjork category is particularly fruitful for pointless answers. If you know your stuff there, let's take a look at some of them. There's some bigger ones than these as well. Alarm Call, Hyper Ballad, that was a top 10 single. I Miss You, Pagan Poetry, also Big Time Sensuality was a pointless answer. Violently Happy was a pointless answer. Play Dead, also a pointless answer. So well done to any Bjork fans who got any of those. Roxette, Almost Unreal, Fireworks, Queen of Rain. The Big L, you could have had Sleeping in My Car or How Do You Do, those were pointless answers as well. Again, lots of top 10 singles there. And Aqua, there's 4 pointless answers. Here they all are. Around the World, Cartoon Heroes was a top 10 single. Good Morning Sunshine, another top 10 single. My Oh My. So very well done if you got any of those at home, and tough luck in the studio.
Did you know any of those?
No, I thought there would be some obscure one that I would have heard of, but there wasn't.
I can honestly say no. I'm happy with the trophy.
Well, unfortunately, we have to say goodbye to you, Tim and Vicky, but it's been great having you on the show. Thank you both so much for playing. Tim and Vicky. Well, Tim and Vicky didn't win our jackpot today, which means it rolls over onto the next show, and we will be playing for £7,250. Join us then to see if someone can win it. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.